I just got off a trip from Asia, meeting with Asian leaders. And I learned of this while I was on the aircraft. And what struck me on that 17-hour flight, what struck me was these kinds of mass shootings rarely happen anywhere else in the world.
At least 13 people are dead and many more hurt after a school shooting in Russia. Officials say that the victims include several students, teachers, and guards. The governor says the gunman killed himself.
Yep, so much for that. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms with NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And let's talk about this. Now, you saw the opening clips. President Biden, I hate calling him president, I'm sorry, it hurts my heart. But Biden, speaking after the Uvalde, Texas school shooting, and he made the statement that this does not happen as frequently in other countries. And then you saw, they just, I think it was, let me get the exact date. Okay, this was September 26th. There was a shooting at a Russian school in the Russian town of Izhevsk, which is just east of Moscow, and 17 dead and 24 wounded. Now, there are a few things in this story that I want to touch on, and then I'll come back because obviously I don't have to point out the glaring issue here, but I'm gonna jump into the CBS News article titled 17 dead, 24 wounded in Russia school shooting by gunmen with converted pistols and a shirt with Nazi symbols, which means this dude had issues to start with, but that's a whole nother story. But a gunman killed at least 17 people and wounded 24 more after opening fire inside a school in the Russian city of Izhevsk, about 600 miles east of Moscow on Monday, authorities said. The gunman took his own life. The government of Udmurtia said 17 people, including 11 children, were killed in the shooting, according to Russia's investigative committee. 24 other people, including 22 children, were wounded in the attack. Russia's investigative committee identified gunman as 34-year-old Artyom Kazantsev, a graduate of the same school, and said he was wearing a black t-shirt bearing Nazi symbols. No details about his motives have been released. Kazantsev entered school number 88, which teaches children from elementary age up to high school, armed with 2 traumatic pistols, non-lethal firearms often used by law enforcement, which have been converted to fire live ammunition. The weapons were obtained illegally, according to the regional office of the National Guard. Now, I don't have to read everything, but I want to come down to here. Now, this guy apparently was in a psychiatric hospital under care. He somehow got a hold of these 2 non-lethal pistols and modified them to be able to shoot live ammunition, which means he did not walk into a store and go through a background check or anything else. And we have to keep in mind that Russia already has tight gun control laws, and they actually made them tighter because they had another school shooting the year prior. This was June 28th of 2021. Okay? Basically, one of the laws that got signed and Putin signed into law was changing the hunting rifles and long barrel guns, the age that you could buy them, from 18 to 21. And other restrictions, such as people convicted of serious crimes, which we have here, are banned from owning a gun. Okay? Now, I want to go over to here. This is Wikipedia. It does briefly touch on the gun control laws. And I don't have to read. I'll leave it in the links in the comment section below. But it's obviously Russia has very strict gun control. Yet somehow this person who would not qualify to buy a firearm through a retail store, managed to get 2 guns that he modified and used them to kill people. I'm not sure what Russia's response is going to be to this one, but if anything, it shows them that banning does not stop a shooting. Something that needs to be learned here. Because all we do is we ban, and it keeps happening, which I think is kind of cause and effect. So they can put more bans in place, claiming that this will do it this time until it happens again. Then they start looking for more bans. It's really, your heart goes out to these people in this city as you do anywhere else. But this is a clear example that we do not have a gun problem. We truly have a morality issue. Period. We have a morality issue. Problem is, we're seeing more and more, as no crime is just skyrocketing. We know that. We see it. Numbers are out there. Is this really skyrocketing because of guns, or is it skyrocketing because we have no empathy for each other anymore? But we're hoping that as we go forward, that we actually learn from these events. We know that some people are just unhinged. Telling other people what they can or cannot do under the guise of we're going to catch up with these people who are going to do these evil things is ridiculous. And it isn't working. We can see that. These guns that this person used weren't even technically functioning firearms. He figured out somehow how to modify them to make them function as a firearm and use them. So I always say it's not a gun issue. It is truly a morality problem. And let me be clear about something. Joe Biden's is on his diatribe for gun control, not for the sake of the masses and safety. That's not what his goal is. Okay? People are dying every day from all different kinds of reasons. I'll give you a perfect example. When Uvalde, Texas happened, he was there in 24 hours. When Buffalo happened, he was there 24 hours. When Waukesha happened, he didn't bother to go. And what did he say? He didn't want to use up resources. That's what we were told. Because the resources used in Buffalo and in Uvalde are different than they would be used in Waukesha. If you can't see his agenda, then shame on you. Okay? Death is death, murder is murder. How it's done is irrelevant. Why is the question we should be asking. What causes a person to do this thing? We're falling through the wayside, and in some ways it's biblical. But that's, once again, is another conversation. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time the video goes live. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.